Este es el vocabulario nuevo para el cuerpo, the body. El hombro, los hombros. El hombro would be one shoulder. Los hombros would be two shoulders. La rodilla, las rodillas. This is your knee. El pie, los pies. So it looks like pie, but it's actually pronounced pie. Repite, pie. Muy bien. El ojo, los ojos. La oreja, if you had two, it would be las orejas. See? So you'll notice a pattern here. If I have something that is masculine, like el ojo, which ends in an O, I use the article el. But if I want to make it plural, el becomes los. And then I would just put an S on the end of ojos. If the word is feminine, like la oreja, I would use the article la. But if I want to make it plural, I would make la, I would change it to las, and then I would add an S on the end of orejas. La boca, la boca. This is your mouth. I could make it plural if I was talking about more than one mouth, but for our body, we usually only have one. La nariz, la nariz. This is your nose, see? So if you want to talk about something hurting, you use the phrase me duele, me duele. Repite, me duele. I use this for single parts of the body. So I could say, me duele el brazo. If I want to say my arm hurts. El brazo. This is your arm. Me duele la mano. This is your hand. Me duele la mano, if you hurt your hand. And you may be thinking, wait a minute, this has a la, but it ends in an O. Is that a typo? Because you told us that words that end in O should have L in front of it. No, this is actually correct. This is one word where it's an exception. So I know it looks kind of strange, but it is la mano. So, clase, repite, la mano. Bien. La cabeza. Me duele la cabeza. Me duele la cabeza. This could mean my head hurts or I have a headache. Oh, me duele la garganta. Me duele la garganta. This is a sore throat. You'll notice that throat or garganta looks a little like gargle because this is sometimes doctors ask you to do some sort of gargling if your throat is sore. El corazón. Ay, me duele el corazón. This is your heart. So if you said me duele el corazón, it could be a physical feeling like your heart really does hurt, like you're having a heart attack. But it could also be like, oh, you know, my heart's broken because this cute boy just dumped me, or this cute girl just ditched me for another guy. So me duele el corazón. El estómago. Oh, me duele el estómago. And you'll notice it has an accent over that O, so I say it estómago. Just a little bit more of an emphasis on that O. This would be like, oh, my stomach hurts, or I have a tummy ache. Me duelen, you'll notice this has an EN. Okay, me duele just had an E. But EN is used for parts of your body when you want to say more than one thing hurts. For example, oh, me duelen los pies. Me duelen los pies. Like if you want to say my feet hurt. Me duelen las piernas. Me duelen las piernas. This is your legs. So you'll notice pie is small. It's a shorter word. And it actually piernas has a little bit of it in there because your feet are connected to your legs. But this is a little bit of a longer word. It has more letters. So just like your leg is longer than your feet. So las piernas. Las orejas. If you said, oh, me duelen las orejas. If you're saying like, oh, my ears hurt or I have an earache. So if it was just one ear that hurt, you would say me duele la oreja. But if both of your ears are hurting, you would say me duelen las orejas. Oh, me duelen las nalgas. Maybe you've been riding your bike a little too much today, or you slipped on some ice and landed on your tush. So las nalgas is your buttocks. So those can hurt sometimes when you land on it. So I would say me duelen las nalgas. So here's a conversation for you to practice. ¿Qué te duele? ¿Qué te duele? What hurts you? Basically, that's what this says, is what hurts you? Oh, this hurts me. So if I'm choosing to say a single part of my body that hurts, like my cabeza, I would say me duele, just with the E on the end. Me duele la cabeza. If I was choosing a plural part of my body, like las nalgas, my buttocks, I would say me duelen with the en, me duelen las nalgas. But if nothing's hurting, I could just say me duele nada. Nothing hurts me. Or I could just say nada. So there's a couple ways you could answer this question. And then if somebody heard that you're hurting, they might say, ay, pobrecito, if you're a muchacho, or pobrecita, if you're a muchacha. So pobrecito is kind of like saying, oh, poor you, or poor baby. And you can use it to be sincere, like if somebody is really hurting, okay? So pobrecito for muchachos, pobrecita for muchachas. ¿Qué color de ojos tienes? What color of eyes do you have? Oh, tengo ojos cafés. Tengo ojos cafés. That means I have brown eyes. And you'll notice this is kind of different. The noun, ojo, or eyes, actually goes before the adjective or the color brown. In English, we would do brown eyes, but they say eyes brown, so it's just a little bit different. Tengo ojos azules. Ah, so this means I have blue eyes. Tengo ojos verdes. I have green eyes. Tengo ojos avellanos. I have hazel eyes, so avellano. That's how I would say hazel. Tengo ojos avellanos. Tengo ojos grises. If my eyes are gray. It's kind of a rare eye color, but this is something that is used sometimes to talk about different eye colors. So just something I wanted to point out here. You'll notice here that avellanos, ojos, and avellanos are both plural. And this is something that's also unique to Espanol, different from English, in that when we say eyes, we don't say blues. I have blues eyes. But in Espanol, if something is plural, like a noun, they want to make the adjective that describes that noun plural too. So if ojos is plural, because I'm talking about two pairs of eyes, I would want to make the word hazel plural too. And ojo ends in an O, so does avellano. So all I have to do, since O is a vowel, I just put an S on the end. But here it's a little bit different, okay? Because ojos and grises, this time I put an ES on here. This one just has an S. And that's because this is the rule for how we make things plural in Espanol. If it ends in a vowel, I add an S, like here with ojos. If it ends in a consonant, I add an ES, because S is a consonant. Our vowels are just A, E, I, O, U. So if it's not one of those 5 letters of the alphabet, it means it's a consonant. See? So we'll do a little more practice with this. Don't worry about it right now. So this is how I would phrase this question. ¿Qué color de ojos tienes? What color of eyes do you have? And then I would just answer by saying, I have eyes, and then I can choose the color. Tengo ojos cafés, or tengo ojos verdes. So think about this question, ¿Qué color de ojos tienes? And how you would answer that for yourself. Bien. ¿Qué color es tu pelo? Pelo is your hair. So what color is your hair? ¿Qué color es tu pelo? Now, in English, if we said, if we were talking about a hair color, we wouldn't say, I have yellow hair. That's kind of weird. So just like in Inglés, with Espanol, we don't say, tengo pelo amarillo. we would say I have blonde hair, or I have dark hair, or I'm a brunette, or I'm a redhead. So it looks a little different. We're not going to be using exact colors when we talk about our hair color. Let me give you an example. So if I'm blonde and I'm a muchacho, I would say soy rubio, which means I am blonde. If I'm a muchacha, I would say soy rubia. So O is for muchachos and A is for muchachas. And I can use this if I'm talking about myself or I wanted to describe another person. So I could say el muchacho es rubio. La muchacha es rubia. See, so rubio for blonde if you're a muchacho, rubia if you're a blonde and you're a muchacha. Or sorry, muchacho, muchacha. Lo siento. Okay, if you're a muchacho and you have darker hair, you would say soy moreno. Moreno means dark haired. So this could be somebody whose hair is kind of black or more brown. See? If I'm a muchacha, I would say morena. Soy morena. I am dark haired. See? Muy bien. If I'm a redhead or a ginger and I'm a muchacho, I would say soy pelirrojo. Yo soy pelirrojo. So it kind of has the word pelo here and the color red. So like hair red. See? Yo soy pelirroja if I'm a muchacha. So you'll notice it's this exact same word for hair color. I just change O or A depending on my gender. Soy calvo. Soy calvo. This would mean I'm bald. Or soy calva. Now you might think, I'm probably not going to use this a lot to describe myself, but if you were describing a family member, like maybe an uncle or a cousin or a grandparent who's bald, or maybe your dad, you would want to be able to know how to say somebody who doesn't have hair. See? So here's the question. ¿Qué color es tu pelo? ¿Qué color es tu pelo? See? So I would say soy, and then I would choose whatever color of hair I want to choose. So rubio, I would change the O, change it to either O or A, depending on if I'm talking about a boy or a girl, or myself, depending on my gender. Moreno or morena, pelirrojo, pelirroja, calvo, calva. So that little @ sign just lets you know, oh, I've got to change that ending to match who I'm describing. Okay, so think about how you'd answer this question. ¿Qué color es tu pelo? Bien. Okay, hope this gives you a little bit of practice and understanding how to do some of these things. We'll be doing some more activities in class and online to help you continue to use these new vocabulary words and practice them. Adios!